everybody, and welcome to the High Performance Garden Show. This is week 11. Can you believe it? 11 weeks already. This garden has been so much fun. It's so easy. We got a lot of cool things to do today, so we're going to get moving on this pretty soon. But I want to tell you about the tours. We've been open for tours for a couple weeks, and it's just amazing to see the smile on the kids' faces as they touch a baby lamb for the first time or hold a little ducky. Their favorite are the ducks and the chicks. I'm really surprised, but they've had such a good time in there. And even the grown-ups, they'll sit down and the little goat will jump on their lap, and it's just really, really cute. So anyways, if you've never taken your kids to a farm, I invite you to come to our farm or to go to another farm. If you don't know where to find the farms in your area, then go to localharvest.org. and they have farms listed everywhere, so you can find one. But I do encourage you to take your kids to see a farm, see where their food comes from, because I think it makes a big difference in the big picture. So anyhow, our garden is ready, so we're going to go ahead and harvest our spinach, and as you see, we've put the trellis up, and we're going to tap the tomatoes today. Okay, we're going to get started on the spinach. Okay, here's the spinach that we got. It's there's about a pound here, so this thing is still rocking it out. But now we're going to get to the tomatoes. So we'll put our spinach down. All right, so we put the trellis up. There's a union right here, so we just raised the whole thing up. If you want the instructions for how to build this and how to work it, it's on our website. The Easy Trellis is what it's called. So anyways, you can get that on our website. Okay, next, I promised you we were going to tie up the tomatoes, and these things are getting really long. So basically, all I need to do is, remember we put the strings on them. Take this string, we're going to go up the back side, away from the flowers. We're going to pull it tight up here at the top, and I'm going to put my clip on. Now this is one of the old clips that you can't buy anymore. If you end up with the new clips, the ones that have the little slots on the side, which I think is all you can buy anymore, go ahead and put 2 clips on, because I have had the clips come undone and dump my tomatoes on the ground. Okay, and then we need to look at the plant and see if it needs another clip. We got one down here, and this one it's plenty good enough. We don't need another one yet. It's been another kind of cold week. I don't know if you can hear it through the mic, but it's actually raining right now, which is why we're filming inside the building, so that we can continue to bring you this great show without having to do it in the rain. Okay, that's our advertisement for the day. Next plant, same thing. Just pull it up straight. Don't pull it too hard so you pull it out of the ground. Get that away from the flowers. And we're just going to put a couple clips up here on top. Okay, and we have a long tail on here, and this is going to be important to us later in the season, so just leave it wrapped up in the bed, and we'll get to that when the tomato plants get really tall. Okay, got 2 more to do. Okay, last 2 plants. Yeah, we had kind of a surprise in the garden this week. Well, actually, I figured it out in my production area. These 2 back plants that we selected are Chef's Choice, which is a big, beautiful orange tomato. Totally delicious. You know, they get about this big. And I started looking at my production line, and I started seeing cherry tomatoes hanging, the grape type. And I'm like, oh no. So then I came in here and looked at these, and sure enough, we are getting the grape tomatoes. So our production here, here's one that you can probably see really well. So we have a beautiful clusters of grape tomatoes instead of our big orange tomatoes. So good news is we will have tomatoes earlier in the season, because these will ripen sooner. Bad news is we probably won't have any yellow tomatoes in the garden, and you know, sometimes that's just how it goes. Gardens always have mysteries and surprises. So that's our surprise for this week, is we're growing the wrong type of tomatoes that I wanted, but These will be totally delicious and it's really not a problem. Okay, the other thing I'm noticing, because remember we're supposed to look at our environment and see what we can see that's different, is these tomato plants look hungry to me. I am seeing a little purple color on the top. I'm seeing the leaves turning just a little bit. So next week is a week we're supposed to feed them, but we're going to go ahead and feed them this week because they're telling me that they're ready. So I have my Happy Frog fertilizer. Everybody's going to get about a tablespoon. We're just going to put that at the base, and then the microbes will come and get it and work it down in. Okay, and then compost. I think we'll give everybody a nice big handful. We do have a feed schedule. It does help me remember to feed the plants, but if the plants are telling you something different, then listen to the plants and take care of them. So that's how they're going to take care of you, is you take care of them. Okay, that was hard, wasn't it? All right, plants are fed. So this section is done. As I was tying them up, I'm looking for bugs. I was looking for the color change, which I did see, and we've gotten our spinach harvested. The tomato plants, once they start producing, if you tend to get blossom end rot on the bottom of your tomatoes, this is the time that you start spraying them with calcium. So you want to definitely get some calcium on them every week, once a week, and that will help stop the blossom end rot. Okay, next, down to this section. We still have our shigaiku is looking great. Look, it's still producing nice, beautiful stems. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest these, and then we'll take a look at our cabbages. Okay, here's our shigaiku. That's another great meal. I'm totally pleased with it because it's crowded out terribly by the cabbages, but yet it's still producing for us. So we're just going to leave it in there and see how much it will produce for us. So, exciting thing today. This cabbage is ready to harvest. So to know if your cabbage is ready to harvest, you just want to give it a squeeze. And if that head feels really firm, then it's time to take it out. I have like 9 cabbages in here. I know that I need to be starting to eat them because I can't eat 9 cabbages in 1 week. So what I'm hoping is that they ripen a little bit, maybe a few a week. But this guy's definitely ready to go. So what we're going to do here, so I'm going to come down underneath the wrapper leaves, I think we'll go under this one, and find the main stalk. Oh, it's got a big stem. Awesome. I could tell by the way these were growing that these are going to be awesome. Okay, look at that beauty right there. That is so nice, so firm. Delicious. There's nothing better than fresh cabbage right from your garden. It's like super sweet and crunchy and totally different than what you get at the store. So I encourage you to grow some cabbage just so you can taste the sweetness of what it can produce. Okay, now we're going to leave this here, and out of the center here you can see there's some little bumps right here. Those little bumps are going to be new heads of cabbage, and this plant's going to give us a second head. Not right now, but in the future. So we're going to leave this, and we're going to let those little things grow and make another head. Okay, so what else on the cabbage? We're still spraying the BT every week for the rest of the season. We want to keep the cabbage loopers off because we want to eat these gorgeous cabbage heads. So spray the BT for the cabbage loopers. Watch for aphids, and they're kind of a medium feeder. They're not quite ready to be fed yet, but eventually we're going to come through here and feed these one more time. So, okay, cabbage is done. We're ready to move on. And down here to our cucumber patch. these things are doing really, really well for the horrible weather that we've been having. It's been a very cold, wet spring, and that's pretty hard on cucumbers, but they're ready to be tied up. And so I think I'll just go get my strings, and we got our trellis up. We're ready to go. All right, hang on. Okay, we are going to tie up some cucumbers. I like the blue string, so we'll use this one today. Okay, same thing as the tomatoes. We're going to take our string, put the clip in the bottom, and clip right to the bottom of the plant. Now, cucumbers make fruit at every single leaf joint. They don't get knocked off quite as easily as tomatoes, so we're not going to worry about where we put this string. We're just going to go ahead and go anywhere we want to with it as far as clipping it on the plant. Okay, and we're going to clip up 5 of these. And so you just take your plant, you could just put that clip just anywhere. I usually put them about a foot apart because a foot is plenty of length. It'll support the plant without dropping it to the ground. See if this string is long enough. Nope, that one's going to be too short. I have a whole bucket of string, so we're good. Okay, second plant. Up and over the bar. It doesn't matter which way you go over the bar. Go front to back, back to front. It doesn't really matter. Okay, pull that kind of tight, but don't pull the plant out of the soil. Now, if you are in a windy location, you're going to want to tether these poles so the wind doesn't come and knock them over. We're pretty much protected from the wind in here, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, now this one. Now we gotta make a choice here. We got 2 plants. I'm only gonna keep one. I think I'm gonna keep this one. If we have too many plants, we're gonna be too crowded. This one's gotta go. Just take it off right at the bottom. It'll be compost, or we'll give it to the chickens, so it'll be eggs. So it doesn't go to waste. It just gets transformed into something different. Okay, up and over. I can see flower buds coming on the tomato plant, or tomato plants. These are not tomatoes, on the cucumber plants. So hopefully we'll have cucumbers in about 10 days to 2 weeks. As soon as the weather turns nice, these things are going to take off. Use this string. Okay, we are down to 5 plants. So we planted extra seeds in the beginning. We let whatever wanted to come up, and then we've slowly eliminated them, keeping the best ones. And so now we have 5 strong plants to work with. And believe me, that is going to be enough cucumbers. Wait till you see what these things can produce. They're so, so delicious. And when you share the cucumbers with your friends, they go nuts over them because they've never tasted anything like these. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cucumbers are tied up. That's all they need right now. We're going to feed them next week because they're a heavy feeder. But so far they're looking good, and we're going to leave them alone. Okay, moving on down. The zucchini plant is going crazy, and I think we're going to get to harvest today. So we're going to pick spinach. Let's take a look down in here. Oh yeah, I think we can harvest that one. Okay, our first zucchinis in the zucchini jungle. Okay, there's number 1. Still got a blossom on it. Okay, let's see if we can get another one to go with it. There's a couple of them in here. I got an email from one of our students, and they said, "Now I know why you wear long sleeves all the time." And I'm thinking, well, just because I'm cold. And she's like, "No, the cucumbers and the zucchinis, they scratch." And they do. They're covered in spines, and you'll get a little bumpy rash up your arms because your skin is sensitive to the scratching. It doesn't really hurt you, but it does itch. So I do wear my sleeves when I'm picking zucchinis, especially when I have, 100 plants to pick. But I just thought that was interesting that they had never experienced the feeling and the texture of the plants because they had never harvested their own zucchini. So it was a real eye-opener for them to feel the texture of the plant. So anyways, wear your sleeves if you don't want to get a rash. Other than that, the plants are pretty benign. Let's see if there's any over. Ooh, yeah. I'm excited for some fresh zucchini. Towards the end of the season, not so much, but this time of year, yeah. Okay, here's another one. Now, people always ask me, well, what size can you pick your zucchinis? So if we go back to the first 2 that I picked, this is about as small as I will pick them. This is kind of a medium size, and then I'll actually do one that's even this long. And if you've never made zucchini noodles, get you a spiralizer, and you can make zucchini noodles even out of ones a little bigger than this. So what I'm doing today is trying to find enough for a meal. So if I can find one more, then we'll have a whole meal. What are you doing? Okay, I got one growing in a circle in here. So that looks like a good candidate. Oh yeah, looky there. Okay, it had another leaf stuck against it, so it was pushing it. But there we are. We now have enough zucchini for a meal. So that's all we're going to get today. I will start harvesting zucchinis twice a week. So we'll have our harvest on the show, and then we'll harvest in between because we can't let these go for a whole week. And that's one of the other things you need to do is once things start kicking in, you want to harvest twice a week. So we will come back here probably midweek and see what we got going. Okay, zucchini has produced nicely, and I'm going to go ahead and harvest some spinach because the spinach is looking good too. Oh yeah, look at these. Spinach still right on money. Of course, it's been cold. That's probably why. Okay, we're thankful for the extra harvest. Okay, here's our spinach that we got. There's another pound there. That's awesome. And I found one more zucchini. It was hiding right here in the front when I was picking the spinach. So that's another beautiful one. That gives us plenty for dinner. That's awesome. And then the other thing we did is we went ahead and took our easy trellis off of here because we're getting to the point where I'm not having to put the frost blankets on anymore, thank goodness. And I think the plants are going to do just fine. So this trellis came off. It's actually going to move to the other garden for our winter squash to grow on. So they are movable. You can move them around the garden. They're amazing. Just go up and get the instructions and build yourself one and play with it. All right, we're going to go up and check out the broccoli next. Okay, here we are in the broccoli, and I'm excited to show you what it's been doing. So look. We got more broccoli heads. This is the side branches that are growing in here. After we took the main head off, then they just keep going. So we're going to get a whole nother harvest of broccoli. Look at that really big one. That's awesome. I love this garden. It's just like a big Easter egg hunt every week. Just come out here, see what there is to pick and eat. And the broccoli tastes so good. It's so fresh, delicious. Oh, look at these. Lovely. Okay. Happy broccoli plants. Whoops. That one hit my foot. I felt it. Okay. Well, that's what we got this week for broccoli. These are our onions that we put in last week. They've transplanted well. They're looking good. So we don't have to do anything with them. Remember, cabbage loopers like broccoli. Continue to spray your BT, and I think we'll probably feed these next week when we do our heavy feeders. Okay, so another meal of broccoli. Perfect. Put that down. Nothing else we need to do here, which is awesome. Okay, down to the kale. Look, a perfect batch of kale again. So we're just going to get in here and harvest. We're using the BT to keep the little butterflies away, the little cabbage worms. And yeah, we're mulched, no weeds. So all we got left to do is pick. Pretty delightful. Okay, here's our kale. Another couple of meals there. That's the perfect amount of kale. That's what I want every week. And so we'll just set that one down. And the next one is our bok choy here. And as you can see, it's beautiful again. This stuff is amazing. Now, at some point it's going to bolt on us, and we're going to want to replant it. But for right now, we're just going to keep harvesting. This is a great thing to share with your friends too, because it's probably something they've never eaten before. And just teach them to just slice it into really thin slices, and just saute it in a little olive oil with some garlic in it. And that's all you need, a little salt and pepper maybe. And it's the perfect vegetable, especially if you do the stems. You just take this and you just slice right across the stems all the way up, so then you get this crunchy white part in with the greens, and it's totally delightful. Matter of fact, I had this for breakfast this morning. To me, this is the breakfast of champions. Okay, here's our joy choy. There's, oh my gosh, there's at least 2 pounds. I'm betting 2.5 pounds here. That's amazing. Now, if you're getting an overflow, give it to friends, chop it up, blanch it, freeze it, save it for the winter, because in the wintertime, nothing green grows outside, so we need to have extra put away. Okay, the other thing we found was a couple of weeds. Woo, okay, we're weeded for the day. That's pretty exciting. Okay, the next thing we got here is our Swiss chard, and it's looking fabulous as usual. I am looking for leaf miners still, and if I see one, we'll definitely take that leaf off. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and get something for dinner. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's our Swiss chard. It's looking really good. I didn't see any leaf miner in there, but I'm on the lookout for it for the rest of the season. But that's great. That's a good meal. One thing we didn't look at earlier was our carrots. And from this side, you guys can get a good view of them right now. They're looking really good. They're starting to get a little girth. Let's see if we can pull one up here without pulling up too. Oh yeah, looky there. All right, carrots are coming. I want them to get a little bigger, so I'm not going to pull up any more right now. But I just wanted to, oh man, wow, that smells awesome. We may have to eat that before the show gets over. Okay, anyways, carrots are looking good. Don't need to do anything with them. Just wanted to show you what they were up to. And oh, the aroma, so nice. Okay, back to the other bed. Okay, down here in the beet department, there are some that are big enough to eat. So what I'm thinking here is I'm just going to get enough for dinner. So we'll have some beets. And there we go. So what you want to do is just pull them up, and what I like to do is we'll cut the root off, we'll slice these up, and I actually like to roast these in the oven. And then the next day, after they've cooled off, I will cut them into slices. I like to fry them in some coconut oil with some sliced apple, and then at the end I will add the beet greens. It makes a wonderful, wonderful dish. So it's coconut oil, roasted beets, sliced apples, and the beet greens. So that's what I'm going to make this week. So I need just enough beets to be able to do that, because I know that these beets can get a little bigger, but they're coming on. So that's pretty exciting. While I am harvesting beets, I'm also looking for our winter squash. Remember, we had planted some in the little pots last week, and they're just barely coming out of the ground. I can see a little winter squash right there. And they'll be coming. We just had a cold spring. Let's see, let's get a few more beets, and we're going to be looking for leaf miner. As we come around, we'll be looking for some weeds. Here's a leaf miner. There's one little bit right there. I'm just going to take that section of leaf out. Just going to stick it in my pocket. Here we go. And I will feed it to the chickens next time I walk by their area. Okay, I want 2 more. There's one. It's got a long taproot. Whee! Look at that thing. Okay, and one more. This is our winter squash. It's looking pretty good. I think I'll take that beet that's right in front of it. Start to give it a little space. The easy trellis that we took off the zucchini is going to come over here probably in the next week or so. And we'll start to tie that guy up and get the other ones going. Oop, I want that one too. Extra few bites. Okay, looky there. Mix that with some apples and coconut oil. We got a great meal. Okay, that goes in the basket. Oh, and an extra beet leaf. And basically that's all we need to do for the beets this week. I checked for weeds, checked for leaf miner. It is done. Okay, it's time to move on down to the lettuce. All right, down here. Now this is the section that we need to take out today. And I brought some seeds so we can replant. And so what we're going to do today for our harvest is we're actually going to cut the plants with the scissors. So we're just going to gather up the whole plant and just cut it off. I'm going to put that in the basket. So we're going to clear out this whole first section. And I know sometimes it's hard for you guys to cut the plants because they still look young and beautiful, but believe me, these are going to be the first ones to bolt, and it's going to be in another week or two. So we might as well get them out and get the new crop going, because we have the other 2 sections are going great guns. So there's plenty of lettuce. So it's time for us to, what I call, flip this one out. We're going to flip out these plants and put in the next crop. But we'll still get our harvest, and I definitely need to go visit some friends this week and share my bountiful harvest with them. Okay, here's our lettuce harvest for today. It's really getting up there. It's a good thing I got lots of friends, because we're going to be sharing. Okay, about 3 pounds of lettuce there. That's why it's okay to take out the other section, because the other 2 sections are making plenty. Now, a few weeks ago I told you we were going to start some, this is a firecracker. This is the red lettuce. I went ahead and got some out of one of my production trays. And we can't buy the seed for this anymore, which is so sad, because it's such a beautiful lettuce. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant 5 of these here in this pot. And we're going to grow this pot here in the garden all summer. And then we're going to save seed off of these. So I'll show you guys how to save the seed off of these. And then we'll have seed supply for the next year. Actually, lettuce seed will actually last about 10 years if you keep it in the refrigerator. So, yeah, we got to make our own now because we can't buy it anymore. So this will be fun to watch this pot of lettuce grow. We're not going to harvest it. We're just going to let it grow. And it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it'll shoot up with spikes. You know, it'll be up this high, and then I'll show you how to harvest the seeds. So there we are, our 5 firecracker lettuce plants. Now, over to this garden. We harvested those. I cut these off. They look kind of cool. It's all in nice, neat little rows. So what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and pull these out, and we're going to reset this section. So we're going to flip it and have it replanted here in just a couple of minutes. So I pull these up, shake the soil off the roots because I want to keep this lovely soil in the garden. Let's see if there's any weeds to pull. I'm looking. Oh, there's one. But as you can see, the lettuce kept the weeds at bay. It's just a very lovely garden. So easy to work. Okay, and then the lettuce stubs can go to the chickens. They can go in the compost. Now we have these firecracker plants that we've been harvesting on, and it's not a good idea to transplant them and ask them to make seed. The ones that we want to go to seed, we don't want to be harvesting the leaves. We want all that energy to go into our seed production. So these ones we're going to go ahead and just take out. You want seed from your strongest plants. And if we're harvesting the leaves off of the outsides of the plants, they're not going to be our strongest plants. Okay, that is out. We want to add some compost. I'm just going to put in a couple handfuls here. I like to put on enough that I can, cover the soil with it. Okay, and our happy frog. Where did we lose it? Here it is. It's behind the tomatoes. And about a 1/4 cup of happy frog or so. Sprinkle a little bit on there. There's a rock. I'll take it out. Okay, now we're just going to stir that in with our fingers. If you need to make the rototiller sound, go ahead. There we go. Okay, smooth this out. And look at there, we are ready to go again. And as you can see, this is plenty of lettuce, so we don't need to put in a whole package. Seed, just a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and draw some lines today. We'll drop some seed in there. Okay, so I have my green, I have Blade, and I have Tropicana. Tropicana's our green one. And we just need seeds about every 3 or 4 inches. And as it gets hotter towards the summer, we're going to want our seeds just a little thicker because they may not germinate as well. But we always plan on pulling some out, transplanting them. One more row of green. Okay. Extra seed back in the packet. This packet happens to be 20,000 seeds, so we don't want to plant the whole packet today. Let's put in some firecracker, our last bag of seeds. There's probably still a couple thousand in there though. Okay. I like to grow those on the edge. Whoops, that's too many seeds. Okay, we're going to cover those over lightly. Put them in the right packet. Okay. We got our bronze arrowhead, which I think is a fabulous lettuce. Adds a little texture to the salad and a little different mineral mix because there's different colors in it, we know that it's picking up different minerals out of the soil. And with our Happy Frog, we just remineralized our soil, so we know we're good to go. The compost also has minerals for the soil. Okay, cover these over. If it's super hot, go ahead and put a little bit of grass clippings over this. And then make sure you're watering it once a day. If it's getting super hot, you can water it twice a day. That's done, ready to go. Now, this is the batch that we planted a few weeks ago. And what we need to do now is to get it thinned and transplanted. There's a couple holes. We're missing a few plants. This is where I spilled the red seed. So we have a few extra red ones this week. So you'll pop them up from the bottom. Then you can spread them around the garden. We just want to make sure that there's one plant about every 3 or 4 inches, not multiple plants. So multiple plants need to come out. You can eat them, or you can feed them to the chickens, put them in the compost. Okay, we need 2 there, 2 there. There's a little turnip coming in here. I'm going to go ahead and take that out because I don't need turnips in my lettuce patch. This one's going to be all mixed colors. The rows aren't going to be the same, but that's okay. Lettuce doesn't care. Okay, that row looks good. This one's got, I'm going to take the red one out. This one's got 3 right there because I did spill the red seed. I do remember that. Okay, and there's a weed. Take it out. Too many red ones right there. Okay, a couple red ones coming out here. Okay, on the edge, we want 2 plants per hole. What do we got here? Okay, so what's the first thing we got to do when we transplant? Water. What's the second thing we got to do? Gotta put a cover on, because these plants are going to be stressing from the sunlight, the heat of the day. We are mostly to sunlight now. It has quit raining. Okay, throw the extra ones away. Get some water on them. And this is just going to stay on for 3 days. Make us a nice cloud cover for these little plants. Okay, there we are. All the plants are replanted and this garden is done. Cool. All right, I'm excited to go look at the harvest and see what we have today. Okay, be back in a few with the harvest numbers. Okay, we had an awesome harvest today. For our spinach, we had 2 pounds. The shigaiku was a 1/4 pound, which is great. It's still giving us food. The kale, there was 0.7 pounds. The joy choy, there was 2.75 pounds, so it's right on up there. The chard, there was a 1/2 pound. The carrot was 0.07 pounds. It was worth 11 cents, but it's already gone. It was awesome. So to me, it was priceless. That was a great carrot. Tasted as good as it smelled. For the beet greens, there was 1.16 pounds. For the beets, there was 1.07 pounds. The broccoli, there was a 1/2 pound. The cabbage, that cabbage was a 3-pound head. It was awesome. I did not eat it though yet. That's for later. The zucchini, there was 2.15 pounds. The lettuce, there was 3.18 pounds. So the total for today in savings was $109.70. And that's compared to our organic stores around here. So your area is going to be a little different, but it's still going to be in the ballpark. So our year-to-date total so far of savings from this garden is $544.24. And that's just pretty amazing for just 11 weeks of really not any work, just play, which is cool. Get paid to play. I like that. So gardens give us more than just amazing food. And the 11th gift that my garden gives me is gratitude. I am so grateful for the opportunity to co-create with nature. In this world, most people, they just do busy work. They're just shuffling papers and numbers. But I get to witness new life and taste its sweet nectars. It doesn't get any better than that. So we've been doing this garden for 11 weeks now, and I've never broken a sweat. I've never gotten any blisters, and the harvest is amazing. And this is how a high-performance garden should be. This garden system will fit into the busiest schedules. So you can have your busy work and co-create with nature and taste the sweet nectars too. So if you'd like the details on how to grow a garden like this, then jump into one of our gardening courses. The Abundance Garden course is only $299, and I have shown you almost how to make double that amount in the garden in grocery savings in this first 11 weeks. So we're at $544. 2 times the course would be $600, and next week we'll be there at week 12. We will make double already what you would invest in this course. So it's totally worth it. It's better than the stock market. You're going to earn a lot of money. So my goal is to show you how this garden can save you more than 10 times the cost of the course. And it can do it this year, and the year after, and the year after, and the year after, and the year after. So are you game? Huh? Gonna give it a try? Are you ready to learn a new set of skills that can feed you for the rest of your life? Are you tired of your old garden and ready to try something new? If that's true, then this course is for you. So jump on board and I will be there for you when you get there. I also want to invite you to come visit the farm. If you're traveling across Colorado, we are just an hour and a half off of I-70, and the detour is well worth it. You will see some of the best that Colorado has to offer, and most people never take the time to travel our way, and they miss the amazing scenic drive. So we are open for tours Thursday through Sunday from 1 to 6 in the evening. So if you need details, go ahead and go to our website, thelivingfarm.org. So until next time, may your garden be easy, fun, productive, and always organic.